Welcome everyone to the first episode of Let's Talk Shop, my podcast which originally started as a way to promote Med Shop, my startup company. I'll put a link to that somewhere where you can see it. But this podcast is going to be mainly about disability issues. But before I go into that, we're going to introduce ourselves. So, my name is David Kirby.
And I'm John Burton.
So, I'll just go ahead and say a little about myself. I got a bachelor's degree in psychology at the University of Illinois and a master's in social work. I'm currently working on writing a book and producing this podcast. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and talk a little about my disability and what it is. So, I have something called Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and it's a pretty significant physical disability. I use a wheelchair, and I use a ventilator full time. As far as what I can and can't do, most physical day-to-day activities I require assistance, but as you can tell by my eloquent voice and my brilliant ideas, my mind is quite unaffected. Yeah, and that's it. You know,
So I'm John Burton, and I have a bachelor's degree in political science from the University of Illinois.
Oh, we went to the same school.
Hey, isn't that
what a coincidence?
Crazy coincidence, yeah. It also happened to be where we, first met each other, and, so anyway, I have SMA, spinal muscular atrophy, specifically SMA type 2. Yeah, pretty much ditto to everything David said in terms of symptoms. SMA affects motor neurons in the spine. And basically, kind of like what David said, I use a wheelchair. Things like just general strength, stamina, breathing, all are affected. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, so this podcast is going to focus on disability-related issues. We'll discuss a lot of our own experiences. Probably, for a while, we're going to avoid some politics and some other polarizing issues. One, because
just pretty basic introductory disability type stuff. Culture.
We have a few bits on media, but we kind of take a little bit of a different spin on the usual topics that get discussed there. We have a bit about, receiving personal assistance. Other day-to-day nuances of having a physical disability we'll go into, maybe even discuss some philosophy or questioning, observing, analyzing things in more of a thoughtful, insightful way than might be common to this type of subject matter. Just to begin, to give just some context, I would like to first say that though it seems like a very niche issue or very small sort of minority related thing.
Yeah, and I think it's also worth pointing out that, disability, it's not, I don't know if it's like a fun subject, but it's a relevant subject. I mean, it's something that I think most, if not all of us, have to struggle with at some point in their lives. You know, maybe it's just you break your leg and you can't play on a sports team, or as you get older, you know, you're gonna start. You might not think as well as clearly. With age, you got a whole host of
You have arthritis
and just like diabetes and things like that. You know, it's not a fun subject, but it's something that you know you can't escape. You know, it's like at some point you're gonna be unhealthy. You might rely on others to take care of you. So it's something that's worth, you know, learning about now, and it could maybe help you later on to understand, maybe empathize.
And I think it's important to also expand on that and say, you know, that the definition of disability doesn't have to be specifically people who use a wheelchair or people with cognitive impairment. Like, that could be mental illness. That could be temporary conditions, like you said. It could be stuff like that you wouldn't normally categorize as such, like cancer or.
Yeah. I mean, you break down the word disability. In its simplest form, it's just not being able to do something. Like, nobody can do everything, you know?
Is that good?
It's a range of...
I feel like it kind of...
No. I mean, I don't think I'm going on too big of a tangent here.
Okay.
It's a range of things. You know, it's not like this binary, you're disabled or you aren't.
Are you going through the word spectrum? Is that what you're
Spectrum, thank you. Yes, that's the word. It's a spectrum. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I don't think it's like an us, them type of deal. You know, we're all somewhere on that spectrum.
There are 15 million people in the U.S. alone. We're actually the largest minority group, which isn't often talked about. There have been some pretty significant players in the 20th century that had disabilities that are, I think, pretty well-known people. Like, there was Franklin Roosevelt, U.S. president. Maybe you've heard of him. He was probably one of the most significant political figures in the 20th century, getting the U.S. out of the Depression and getting us through World War II. Ray Charles, music icon. Helen Keller, Stephen Hawking. There's a few other ones of note. John Nash, who was a Nobel Prize winner in economics. You might know him from the movie A Beautiful Mind. There was an Academy Award winning actress from 1988 or 86 who was deaf. I don't have the name of the movie written down, but her name was Marlee Matlin, if you want to look that up. So those are a few that we, are a little more mainstream, or it's at least well known by a significant portion of people that these individuals had disabilities. But what we're going to want to focus on today, just to really drive home that point, that disability is more common than you might think. We're going to name some people, some lesser known people from history, who you may not have known, may not have heard of at all, or just may not have known that they had a disability. So, let's get started.
Yeah, let's get started.
So here are the rules. We'll say a name from our list. We'll describe who they are, what the disability was, and sort of why you should care about them. And at the end, if you want to let us know who you think who had the most interesting people or something that you really had no idea about, and You thought it was cool to learn about.
Yeah, so you'll be the judge.
I'll go first?
Yeah, you kick it off.
Okay. Let me look at my handy-dandy list. So, the first one's name is Akhenaten. He was a pharaoh somewhere between 1500 1800 BC. I think his most famous claim to fame would be that he's King Tut's father. He's most well known that he tried to replace the traditional religion in Egypt and replace it with, one god instead of many. You can imagine it wasn't very popular with the people, and after he died, he was erased from the history books, essentially. His monuments were destroyed.
Akhenaten. That's
That was some of his claim to fame.
is his name? Akhenaten?
Yeah. Well, King Tut's original birth name was Tutankhaten, so,
Ah.
that last Aten part.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So anyway, scholars were really confused for a long time because portrayals of Akhenaten, portrayed it as kind of weird looking and not as legal and important as the other statues used to look. So it says that he was portrayed with a sagging, fat stomach, thick thighs, female-looking breasts, and a long, thin face, sort of like a sickly-looking face. So the consensus now is that he had some sort of genetic condition, some sort of hormonal thing that may have had him have androgynous features. The exact diagnosis is unknown. And then there's a few syndromes that he might have had that I've never heard of. Either Froelic's syndrome or Marfan syndrome. So yeah, that is my first little known person.
Interesting. You're going way back in the history books.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I sort of took a bit of the classical period.
Okay. I'm gonna go somewhere a little bit more recent. Not many people know that actually Mao Zedong, the Chinese emperor.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he had what people believe to have been ALS. And that was probably why he died in the 70s. China was very divided during his rule. He led the Communist Party, and there was actually the Civil War, the Chinese Civil War. And he is largely credited with helping China as a nation survive that. There's of course lots of controversy regarding, his, some of his practices, the human rights issue, but, I just thought, that's a well-known name. Just not many people know that he...
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
I wonder if they kept his illness a secret. Because isn't that kind of...
It could be, and they didn't know... Sorry, go ahead.
No, don't you kind of go downhill? Like, first you're healthy, then it's slowly debilitating.
Right. And his symptoms weren't well known, and ALS wasn't as well understood then. And some believe that it may have actually been Parkinson's. There's some dispute there. I think most agree it's ALS, but
I think one other thing you might want to mention.
Yeah.
For people that might not have heard of him.
Mm-hmm.
What period of time was this?
Right, this is like mid 20th century China.
Like Cold War, essentially, right?
Yeah. This is shortly after, maybe a couple of decades after World War II. So yeah, whole war era.
Okay, very nice. I hope the audience is keeping score at home. Number 2 is Emperor Claudius. Again, I'm going sort of way back to I want to say 1st century AD. But anyway, this emperor was sort of a really big builder, infrastructure-wise. He built a large system of roads and aqueducts for the Roman Empire. And he was the first emperor to successfully lead a campaign and conquer Britain when several former Roman emperors had done that or attempted that and failed. So he succeeded where Julius Caesar and several others had failed. He suffered from a variety of symptoms throughout his life, including tremors of the limbs, a limp, a runny nose, and foaming at the mouth, according to the historical records. Historians have since speculated that he suffered from cerebral palsy, but because of these ailments, he was often seen as a weak leader, and they were used as a tax on his ability to be a good emperor. So he always had to prove himself, and from what it sounds like, he often came out on top, conquering Britain and building, aqueducts to bring fresh water. So yeah, he sort of had some adversity, not only physically wise, but sort of society wise as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. Okay. So, alright, okay, my second. Alright, I know you said between you, Franklin Roosevelt, but did you know that there was another U.S. president who spent part of his time in office in a wheelchair? Do you know who it is?
If I had a guess?
Yeah.
Could it have been, I know there was a guy that died after, 60 days.
But it was not William Henry Harrison.
Is that the guy I'm thinking of?
Yeah, and it was 30 days.
It was who?
That was 30 days, actually, yeah.
How about Taft? He was Taft.
But it was not Taft, but you're close.
I'm
It
close.
was right before Taft, I think. I think before.
Hoover?
No, it was, Woodrow Wilson. Actually, he, about halfway through his second term, he had a stroke that left him in a wheelchair and almost completely blind. But, yeah, Woodrow Wilson, best known for being president during World War I, in his 14-point speech. He also, his administration, I believe, enacted prohibition, much against his hesitation. I think he fought it. I think he thought, he knew prohibition couldn't be enforced. He was very much against it, but it passed anyway. Yeah, so he did some good. He was also a big proponent of segregation, so not cool there.
But for the time, it was kind of, everyone was kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, politicians just saying what people want to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, it did some good, but, nobody's perfect.
Did his sight ever come back?
I don't believe so. He was completely blind in one eye, and almost completely blind in the other, yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah,
I did not know that either.
Yeah.
This last one was one that I had never heard of, and I thought was the most interesting.
Okay.
So I saved it for last. So this guy's name is Ivar the Boneless, and he was a Viking king, actually. He has a pretty long resume of what he did. So if I can just go through it.
Yeah, go ahead. I want to hear about this.
He invaded what is now England. He conquered a significant part of the eastern coast of England. That was where most of the sort of developed society was located. So he conquered the modern day cities of Nottingham and York. He occupied them for several years. And then he started a dynasty that lasted 200 years in part of Eastern Ireland and Western Scotland. So, the city of Dublin believe was founded by him. Or at least something called the Dublin Empire. So I don't really, not really sure if that's just a city or not, but he had a hand in founding it. Yeah, so he had a condition called osteogenesis imperfecta, or what colloquially called brittle bone disease. So yeah, he was kind of very small stature, wasn't able to walk, so his soldiers had to carry him into the battlefield with them.
That's really cool.
Yeah, basically he was sitting on top of, a piece of plywood or, a shield, an unused shield or something.
It's not often, that you go back to that point in time and think about a disabled person who's that, severely impaired, who's not only, respected, but looked to as a leader.
Yeah.
Just really, and by Vikings of all civilizations.
Yeah. Physical prowess is
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
That's really cool.
Yeah, all his guys respected him. No one ever tried to overthrow him, right?
Yeah.
So, let's see, what else? Yeah, so what I got from Wikipedia was it says, although, the ancient writings describe Ivar's physical disability, it also emphasizes wisdom, cunning, and mastery of strategy and tactics in battle. So,
nice.
And I believe he also had a bit of ostracism from his family, because they believe that Ivar's condition was a curse brought on by his father's sort of unfaithfulness to his wife. So yeah, there was a little bit of both, but all in all, he was a real badass dude, despite all those challenges. Oh, and time period, forgot to mention. I think it's around the year 850 to 900 AD. So still pretty long time ago.
Yeah, wow.
And that's my last person.
Okay, that's a good one. It's gonna be tough for me to top that.
Well, we'll let the audience decide.
Alright, so here we go. This is my last one. David, have you ever heard of a man named Rick Allen?
Rick who?
Rick Allen.
No.
Yes. Okay. I'm sure that all the rock and roll fans are saying well, yeah, he's just as famous as, FDR and, Stephen Hawking and, yeah, but he is the drummer for Led Zeppelin.
No shit.
Yeah, and so he started playing.
The original drummer?
He was the second one, when they were kind of at their peak. And he's still the drummer. He actually started playing for the band when he was, I want to say, 14 or 15. And when he was 20, or maybe 21, I think, he was in a car accident. And the accident completely removed his left arm, I believe. His entire left arm was gone. And after that, the band kind of had a decision to make. And he was very unsure of himself. I mean, a drummer with one arm, and he was like, I think I should quit. And the band was like, you know what, we're gonna figure this out. And he got an adaptive drum set that allowed him to play with just one arm and his legs. And since that accident, he's remained the band's lead drummer, still tours with them whenever they do live shows. He's only 53, I want to say, so.
Whoa.
So, I mean, a one-armed drummer, and he's still kicking, he's still rocking. I always thought that was pretty cool. My dad, I think, told me that story once. I just thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does he have a prosthetic arm? Because I feel like I would have remembered seeing a one-armed drummer.
I don't know if he, appears with the prosthetic in public. I know he just plays with the one arm. I've seen pictures of him, just with a one sleeve shirt, on stage, no prosthetic.
I'll have to look that up.
But he is an interesting drum set. Also a big philanthropist. Got in trouble in the early 2000s with some spouse abuse, so not whole there. But you know, nobody's perfect. They can do bad.
Alright.
But yeah, Rick Allen. Thumbs
So,
up and drummer.
everybody, me and John both gave you out 3 people you probably have. Most people probably haven't heard of, or at least didn't know that they had some form of disability. Just a quick reminder, I had a pharaoh, an Egyptian emperor, and a Viking. John had...
I had a president, an emperor
of China,
and a rock star.
So, you, the audience, decide who had the most interesting example.
Yeah. What did you like?
So anyway, we hope you like it. We hope you stay tuned for the next episode.
Yes, like, subscribe.
Do all the things.
All the things.
We haven't figured out where we're posting this yet, but when you're there, do all the things.
Yes, I hope you enjoyed learning a history lesson from 2 people who know nothing about history.
Well, I watched the History Channel sometimes.
Alright. Now, a little bit about history. More about disability, but yeah.
Well, anyway.
Alright, so this is John Burton.
And David Kirby signing off.
Signing off.